Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into the Tekton website and checking out some of the new tools that they've released over like the last 90 days. Some of these you might have seen Instagram and Facebook posts and videos and things on. There are actually some items that Tekton has released that I haven't even seen. And there are some items that I was pretty surprised by. So we're going to go over a few items today. And I really hope you guys enjoy, because they've definitely released some really cool stuff just in the last 90 days. But 2025 has been a big year for Tekton. They've released a lot of stuff. I will have a full video coming here soon going over everything that they've released in the year of 2025. So stay tuned for that video. Let's just get into what they've released in the last 90 days. Some of them you might have seen, some of them you might not have seen. So first up, obviously their big display here in the center is the new electronic torque wrench. It is available in 3/8 and 1/2 inch drives. Some people I saw were asking for a 1/4 inch drive. I'm not sure if they'll bring a 1/4 inch or not. That's not very common. Maybe they will in the future. I don't know if they will. This has been a long awaited thing. Over the last 10 years, they've slowly upgraded a lot of their tools. They've removed a lot of the cheap stuff, brought in new, better quality stuff, and then they've released all new tools to their lineup. This is one that I've been waiting for years. They've had cheap click style torque wrenches just like Harbor Freight for many, many years, and they finally got rid of those, released a new click style that we'll go over here in a minute. They did release their split beams a few years back, which I own as well, but this was a long awaited one, and it's really good to see. And they're priced really well also. Some people might see the pricing on here and think it's a little much, but I don't think so. It's priced very similar to the Icon one, almost identical. So they have their 3/8 drive here that is from 10 foot-pounds to 100 foot-pounds. Then they have their 1/2 inch drive from 30 foot-pounds to 300 foot-pounds. The 3/8 drive is $350. The 1/2 inch drive is $395. I'm pretty sure these all come from the same factory as far as the Icon, Tekton, and quite a few other brands out there, but they've all done their own kind of thing with them. I think Tekton put a little bit more time into the design options on theirs. It's a little bit sleeker. Now, the Icon one, I am a huge fan of. I love the all metal housing. It doesn't feel cheap like a lot of the digital torque wrenches out there that have primarily plastic housings. A lot of them look like this Quinn down here. Not saying that these are bad at all. I just like the almost all metal torque wrench. And this is from 5 to 100 foot-pounds, where the Tekton one is 10 to 100 foot-pounds. But this one is 72 tooth, so 5-degree arc swing. And then it is also plus or minus 2% clockwise, plus or minus 3% counterclockwise, where I believe the Tekton, we'll see in just 1 second, is plus or minus 2% both clockwise and counterclockwise. So it's a little bit more accurate. And then it's plus or minus 1% on the angle for the Tekton, which it doesn't even tell us what it is for this. But I already thought the Icon one was a really good deal for the quality that you're getting, the features that you're getting. I mean, this is a digital torque wrench with sound, vibration, and lights with an all-metal housing, a flex head. So, I mean, a really good option in this price range. And then they have their 1/2 inch drive, which is 12.5 foot-pounds to 250 foot-pounds. Also keep in mind that these can all read in different measurements. You got foot-pounds, inch-pounds, all of that. I'm trying not to get super into it. I could spend a long time just on these digital torque wrenches, but we got a lot of others to go over. But the Tekton one is 90 tooth, so a 4-degree arc swing. It does also have the flex head, 15 degrees of flex, so same amount of flex. It also reads in the different scale measurements. They provide a ridiculous amount of information on the Tekton website, and it's super easy to use. The Tekton website is very user-friendly, and they provide a lot of information on all of their tools. Just looking over here. So just like the others, this one has lights. It also beeps, and it vibrates, so you know exactly when you're getting your desired torque or angle. You can see unit plus preset up top, and then power minus, and then I believe that's the mode selection in the bottom right. Same thing, unit plus preset, power minus mode. So buttons are different, same layout, same thing with the screen. The screen is the same. Then they have like a little LED indicator right here as like a diamond shape. The Tekton is just a rectangle. The plastic around it is slightly different. This one's kind of got like a little kick out over here at the ends. The transition off of the digital portion into the neck of the torque wrench, as you can see over here on the left, is kind of stepped, where the Tekton is a smooth transition. So same torque wrenches, slightly different design. This one's got the brushed finish. I like that it's the 90 tooth design. It does have nice knurling on the handle as well. You have this split right down the middle. That is actually where you place your middle finger, and that is to keep your hand centered where it should be for the most accurate reading. And I actually believe they go over that as well. You got a spin cap that comes off to replace the batteries, and it's the same price as the Icon as well. So whether you have a Harbor Freight close to you or maybe the Tekton route is better for you. So it's all going to depend. Both of them are $350 for the 3/8. If you can get a discount on the Icon one, that might be the better deal. If you have a lot of Tekton rewards, then you might be able to save a lot on this 3/8 torque wrench. So definitely both really solid options. The Tekton just having a higher tooth count and better accuracy. Also, if you look down here, it does say need to recertify your wrench's calibration. We are developing a recertification service for this torque wrench. Subscribe to the Tekton News to be notified. So I think they're working on a program, which I don't know if Harbor Freight offers. That might just be, you might have to go find a company that will recalibrate your torque wrench. But it does look like Tekton is working on something to take care of the recalibrations. But they provide, we're not going to get any more into it. If you guys want a full dedicated video on this, I can, but I don't want to bore you guys to death for those that aren't into the whole digital torque wrench setup. But they got a lot of information here. I mean, they share a lot of information on these torque wrenches here, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And then here are their 3 different styles that they now offer. Their electronic, their new click style, and their split beam. So definitely a really cool addition to the Tekton lineup that I've been waiting years for. Next up, once you're on the website, super easy. You can search everything up here. You can find exactly what you're looking for, or you can scroll down. Make sure to sign up for the rewards to get 10% back. Warranty support, there's one of the best warranties in the business. But we're just going to look at the new tools in the last 90 days. So I actually picked this setup. These are all for the same set. It's just depending on what ratchet you want with it. The ratchet can either be a flex head non-quick release, a flex head quick release, a non-flex head non-quick release, or a non-flex head quick release. Very confusing. All you're changing is the primary 1/4" drive ratchet inside the set. The 2 without the flex head run $90. The 2 with the flex head run $95. I bought this set because this is exactly what I use on a primary basis. 1/4" drive SAE from 5/32 up to 9/16, and metric from 4mm up to 15mm. So really good coverage in sockets. No deep wells, just your standard shallow. Then you get Torx, which is what I primarily use, T7 through T30. And then you get 3 slotted, 3 Phillips, 3 hex. Then you get a 6-inch ratchet, whether you get it flex head or non-flex head, quick release or non-quick release. Then you get a 3-inch bit ratchet, a universal joint, 3/4" extension, 3-inch extension, 6-inch extension, magnetic hex bit adapter, and then the case. And this is what I primarily use on a regular basis. So this was like the perfect setup for me and a much better option for me over the Icon set that they released. Then they released a lot more of their service wrenches. These are just all the individual ones. They have up to 46mm here. And they have them up to 50, I believe. This set goes up to, 50mm. And these are made in the USA. So, I mean, the smaller ones, 19mm, start at $18. And then, like, the 46mm over here, that is $38. So, I mean, it can be expensive if you're going to buy a full set like this. This is $705. Now, if you're in an occupation that uses these service wrenches all the time, this could be fantastic for you. Somebody that doesn't use these all the time, or maybe just uses a few, $700 on a set probably doesn't make much sense. But if you know you use service wrenches and you know exactly what sizes you use most commonly, it'll save you a lot of money to go through and buy just the sizes you need. But they have both metric and SAE, And they do have a square drive on the end, so if you need to attach a ratchet or a breaker bar, you can do that as well. We already went over the digital torque wrenches quite a bit. We could spend forever on them, but let's go ahead and take a look at their new click style. They have 1/4-inch drive, 3/8 1/2-inch drive, and 2 1/2-inch drives. Their 1/4-inch drive is from 20 to 200 inch-pounds. Their 3/8 is 10 to 100 foot-pounds. Their 1/2-inch drive, they have one that goes from 40 foot-pounds to 200 foot-pounds, and then they have one that goes from 40 foot-pounds to 300 foot-pounds. And they're all priced really well also. Now, their click style torque wrenches before, really generic, cheap design. I've had one for years, still worked fine, but it was the jam nut bottom. These are a much better design and well worth the upgrade. For one, it's 90 tooth. That's a big upgrade. Then the head design, big upgrade, not big and bulky. Then you have the adjustment sleeve instead of the jam nut style, which is a huge improvement and makes adjustments much, much easier. Now, the one thing I will say that they're missing out on is that they did not put the conversion for Newton meters on this. I already had a couple people comment saying that it kind of knocked Tekton off of their options for a click style torque wrench because they primarily use Newton meters, which is completely understandable. There's still a lot of things out there that require state measurements required in Newton meters. Now, you can simply do the math and figure out what to set it to in foot-pounds, but the convenience of just having it on the torque wrench does make it a much quicker, easier way to, deal with that type of situation. So unfortunately, these do not have the scale for Newton meters. It is only going to be in inch pounds for the 1/4-inch drive and foot pounds for the 3/8 and 1/2-inch drive. But besides that, I don't typically use Newton meters, but if I do, for me, it wouldn't bother me to just do the conversion, but those that deal with Newton meters on a regular basis, that could be a problem. Then these have a torque accuracy of plus or minus 3% in both clockwise and counterclockwise. And I think they're priced really well. This 1/4-inch is 85, 3/8 is 110, and the 1/2-inch drive is going to be 125 or 150 depending on which one. Then they also released their new screwdriver design. If you guys don't know, I did a video talking about it. They had their 2 designed screwdrivers. They had their tri-lobes, high torque, and their 4-sided hard handles, both made in the USA, both fantastic screwdrivers, but their manufacturer for screwdrivers couldn't really take on any more load, and Tekton is trying to release other products made in the USA. So out of all their products that they already had made in the USA, the screwdrivers just made the most sense to discontinue those, move them to the German company White or Quid, however you want to pronounce it. It's a German company. Matco sells them. This is just like the Matcos, except they don't have like a felt skin on the handles for grip. It's just the 2-tone handle. So it is a tri-lobe. It's a very well-known and good quality brand. It is JIS compatible, which is really cool. It's just sad to see those 4-sided hard handles and those tri-lobe high torque screwdrivers made in the USA gone. You can still probably pick some up on Amazon and in the outlet store on the Tekton website, but it is now primarily just the German-made screwdrivers that you're going to find on the Tekton website. But they do have a lot of offerings. They got more coming soon, and they do also have insulated, and they have full sets, as you can see here. And pricing on these, they're a little bit higher than what they were before, but not terrible. Still priced really well. Still a good option. Just sad that we're no longer going to see those USA-made ones. But it is exciting knowing that Tekton was doing this in order to free up some workload in order to make other USA-made products. So we got to stay tuned and see what they're going to release as far as some new USA stuff. Just tons and tons of screwdriver sets. These are ones I did not hear them announce. This one still says coming soon, but they've already released some. They have a 5-inch pair, they have a 7-inch pair, a 10-inch pair. The 12 and 16 are coming soon, but let's just take a look at the 7-inch pair. The 5-inch pair is $32. This is $36. Then $40 for the 10-inch pair. 12 is going to be $65, and the 16s are going to be $90. These are their angle nose push button adjustable pliers. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but I think we got some German-made pliers in the Tekton lineup. I don't know why I did not see this on their Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I'm digging this. I'm okay with this. If you guys know anything, German-made pliers are some of the best pliers out there. I have a ton of Knipex, and they are phenomenal. So the fact that Tekton now has some German-made pliers, especially push-button adjustable pliers, I'm definitely getting me some of these. So this is one that I had no idea about. No idea about. And when I was just searching through their stuff, I came across these. My golly, that's another product I got to get. Do I need them? Nope. Do I want them? Yep. We're going to get them. Tongue and groove track. And this was a nice surprise for sure. So I thought that one was really cool that I wanted to mention to you guys just in case you guys didn't know. And then they also have their smooth jaw. So if you're working with things that you don't want to damage or put tooth marks in, they are releasing some new long nose pliers, a 70-degree bend and some straight ones with just a smooth jaw. So jewelry, you know, fine softer metals, things like that. They do have an option there now. These are made in Taiwan, I believe. Yes. Cutting capacity, it breaks it all down. I mean, lots of information, and these are priced really well also. Here you can see the picks and stuff. I don't think, obviously the picks aren't new. The picks have been out, but they've added different picks. They now have multiple different angles and shapes for their picks. These are also made in the USA. They got their probe set here, 3-piece probe set, and they're priced really well also. They also have their sledgehammers, their dead blow sledgehammers now, which is really cool. Short handled dead blow sledgehammers, 88 and 152 ounce. Then they got the longer handle one, 2-piece set, 156 ounce and 200 ounce. Then they got their dead blow piston hammer, so knocking pistons out, 32 ounce, $50. These are made in the USA. These are ones that I didn't know they released either. I knew they had their dead blow piston hammer. I think I knew about the sledgehammers, dead blow sledgehammers, but I didn't know about the combination hammer. Not until recently. I have mentioned it in a previous video, but here's the 21 ounce and the 28 ounce. These are really cool. It's a one head with two sides. Obviously, that's not new, but one is a steel face and one is a soft face. This I could use at work every single day. I use my hammer every single day. This is made in Germany, so another German product. I went over the other brand that is the original brand to this, but it's the same pricing, and if you have Tekton rewards, you can possibly save some money that way. But a nice German-made hammer and a really cool design with the, it's not very often you see a hammer of this style with the steel face and a soft face. And they do have replacements for these as well, but they also have these drop mallets, which at first when I saw these, I thought these were just replacement heads for those hammers. No. You ever just start working on something and you're using like the handle of your screwdriver because you just don't, you know, that's just convenient, and then it can really mess up your screwdriver. Sometimes, you know, I'll use my impact, the back side of my impact. I'll just use whatever I got on hand. This is really cool. Sometimes you can't get a hammer in to swing at something, and trying to hold it by the handle, and, you know, it's not convenient. This, I would have never thought of. It's literally a hammer head without the handle, basically. I'm sure these have been around for a while. I didn't know about them. They're called drop mallets, and they're available in 7, 16, 28, and 44 ounces. These are also made in Germany, the same ones that make the hammers that we were just looking at. And they do sell them individually, 7 ounce, $30, $40, $50, and $65. And then they have all the replacement heads for those drop mallets. And then obviously they have their modular stacking system. Basically, all of these new things are just the screwdriver sets being put into EVA foams for this new set, or, you know, the new screwdrivers for this modular setup, and then just some stickers. But definitely a lot of really cool items released in the last 90 days. Sorry, this was a really long video, and I tried not to go super in-depth into these. I could spend a lot of time talking about some of these tools. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these tools released in the last 90 days, but I will have a full video coming here soon on everything they've released in 2025. I don't know how I'm going to make that short, but we're going to try and cut this video down because it is long. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.